What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing yet again another one of my mini ranking videos. Now today I'm going to be ranking every single perk in Black Ops 2 Zombies. Now I'm going to be ranking these from worst to best. Obviously start with worst to the best, yeah. But there are several factors I'm going to be putting in into the rankings, okay? It's not just going to be based on my personal preference and in a solo experience, how I feel about them. Now, I'm not going to count really with friends or with other people, this and that. I'm just coming from a solo player experience because that's what I have. And again, it's just my opinion. You guys know this. So without further ado, I'm not going to waste your time. Let's just get right into it. Also on this list, Tombstone is not going to be included because Tombstone is not really a solo perk. It doesn't really work on solo. Maybe in Cold War. Well, no, actually in Cold War, everyone just gets Tombstone. I don't even know if it's useful. Anyways, I'm not doing Tombstone. I'm going to do 11 of the other perks. So yeah, with that being said, coming in at dead last, number 11 on the list, I believe, is going to be Who's Who. Now, Who's Who, in my opinion, is a waste of a perk. It's lets you revive yourself when you go down, but it's not like quick revive. You have to actually go to your body and revive yourself, and the zombies can still down you in that state. And not to mention, you do only have a pistol, or I think maybe claymores. If you have the bot, you could use those, but it's pretty horrible. It's a worse version of quick revive, and if you're ever playing a solo game and you have to pick between quick revive and Who's Who, 100% of the time you're picking quick revive. The only reason you're getting Who's Who is if you accidentally get it for free from the jumping jacks, right? So Who's Who is useless. You're never going to use it in a solo game. It's awful. It's not on a great map either, and it's only on that map, thankfully. So Who's Who, dead last. At number 10, I'm going to take DeadShot Daiquiri. Now, DeadShot Daiquiri is neat. It's kind of got a cool design to it. You know, it looks kind of like a daiquiri and all that. It looks pretty neat. So what DeadShot does, it makes your aim assist kind of trigger more towards the head, making you get headshots just about any time you ADS if you're on controller. So therefore, it kind of makes you do more damage because you're only hitting the critical headshots. Now, me personally, I play on keyboard and mouse. I don't use DeadShot just because I find it useless. I just find it useless. And out of all the perks, like, I'm just never going to pick it. I'm never going to pick it. It's just not good. Especially because you can just aim at the head yourself, you know? So I don't really care for DeadShot. I'm not going to say a lot about it. It's going to be one of the worst perks in my opinion. Coming in at number 9 on this list, I'm going to do PhD Flopper. Now, PhD Flopper allows you to take no splash damage. So you can shoot rocket launchers, grenades, the ray gun, all at your feet, right at your toes, and you won't take any damage. Or fall damage. If you dolphin dive from any parts of the map, maybe that are up high or whatever, if you dolphin dive down, you won't take any damage. And it also creates an explosion that kills the zombies around you, which can be useful, I guess. But PhD isn't bad. You know, it's iconic. Everyone likes PhD, right? But I just don't find myself ever getting it. One, because I hardly ever use the ray gun, and I hardly ever use the RPG, or any explosive items like that. Grenades, it's pretty easy not to hit yourself with them. Granted, I have did it before, but PhD Flopper has its moments, but in a normal match, you're not really just gonna get PhD Flopper unless you are specifically wanting to use the ray gun or explosive weapons like that. You're not really gonna get PhD Flopper. So I find it a lot less useful than some of these other perks. Now, number 8 on this list, I'm going to take Mule Kick. It allows you to carry 3 weapons. So yeah, that's it. It allows you to carry 3 weapons, which is nice, you know. Say you just want to hold 3 weapons, you can hold 3 weapons. Now, other than that, it doesn't do anything. It's just an average, run-of-the-mill, you know, I would use it over Who's Who, DeadShot, and PhD, more than likely. It is more useful having an extra weapon than it is having those perks. So that's why I like Mule Kick there. Especially in a solo game, you know, you don't want just 2. You might as well get 3 weapons, especially when ammo is hard to come by. 3 pack-a-punch guns is always better than 2. Therefore, I'm going to put it right there. Next up on this list, coming in at the number 7 spot, I'm going to take Electric Cherry. Now, Electric Cherry is my personal favorite perk. I love Electric Cherry. I love the way it looks. I love the design. I love the machine. I love what it does. I love the color. I love everything about it. So, what it does is it sends out an electric shock whenever you reload, and it stuns and kills the zombies that are around you. Now, it's kind of weird. I feel like it doesn't activate every single time you reload, but it does activate quite often, and if you get stuck and you need to reload, like you can just maybe get one bullet off, reload, it can get you out of situations, or it can buy you just a couple extra seconds to get out of that situation. Now, it's not the most useful perk, but I really like what Electric Cherry does. I like everything about it. Again, it's just one of my personal favorites. Something about it just always draws me to it. Though it's not always the most useful, I do like getting it whenever I get the chance. If I get it on the Wonder Fizz, I will pick it up. Now, number 6 on this list, I'm going to take Vultures Aid. Okay, Vultures Aid's a pretty decent perk, and it is specifically only in Buried, which is unfortunate because I do think it's a pretty good perk. So what Vultures Aid does, it lets you see every perk on the map. It shows a little icon, and you can see where it's all at, along with the mystery box, the locations anywhere. What it also does is it lets you pick up extra points off the ground, these little ammo sacks or satchels or whatever, and well, points and ammo, right? So you can get extra ammo, extra cash, and you can see where everything's at. It's pretty good. It's kind of like depth perception in a way. They brought that back into later CODs. They kind of take Vultures Aid and do kind of that with it. But that's not all it does. It also lets you sit inside of a green stink cloud type thing where the zombies ignore you. So it gives you extra points, helps you find everything, gives you extra ammo, and it lets you avoid the zombies. So all in all, it's a pretty good perk. I love the name of it. Something about Vulture Aid is just sick. I like the design, the coloring. I really like that perk. I wish it was in more maps, but I'd say it's pretty useful. Now, it doesn't give you a lot of ammo. It gives you like 1 to 2 bullets maybe per little ammo thing that drops. And the points, it might give you 10, 20, something like that. Not a whole lot, but I guess it does add up, especially if you really need ammo. Now, number 5 on this list, I'm going to take Stamina Up. I personally, again, really like Stamina Up. I really like most of these perks, but I feel like Stamina Up is almost a must-have. It's pretty interchangeable with one of these perks up here, but I'm never mad at Stamina Up. Never. So what Stamina Up does is it lets you run about 7% faster, and you run 100% longer. It's just super useful to get around all the maps, especially something like Origins, right? Run through that mud a lot easier. You're carrying heavier or bigger weapons. Stamina Up is always nice. You can move around a lot easier with them. And anytime you're just going to train in the zombies map, you really just want to have Stamina Up. You don't have to have it, obviously, but it is just so useful. I love having Stamina Up. Anytime I know I'm going to be training, I want to get Stamina Up. It's almost a necessity for me when I'm training to get Stamina Up. It may not sound that crazy because it only makes you run faster and longer, but really, it's pretty useful. That's why Stamina Up is going to be coming in at number 5 on this list. Next up, number 4 on this list, I'm going to do Double Tap. Now, Double Tap, it allows you to do 2 bullets worth of damage and just 1 bullet worth of ammo. So basically, double the damage. It's pretty good. Now, don't get it confused with Double Tap 1.0, which just made you shoot your gun faster, and it really just made you run out of ammo a lot quicker, didn't do any more damage, so it was pretty bad. But Double Tap 2.0 is actually really good. You do more damage at the price of less bullets, right? So shoot 10, you're doing 20 bullets worth of damage, basically, you know? It's pretty solid. You have a Double Tap gun, it lasts a lot longer, and then you Pack-a-Punch it, it makes it last even longer before it falls off. So anytime you play a game and you're not going to be using specifically a wonder weapon like, I don't know, say Thunder Gun, the Jet Gun, Liquefire, something like that, you probably want to get Double Tap to really help you. And if you're going to be camping or just training using just random box weapons, Double Tap's always going to be useful every single time. I highly recommend Double Tap for a majority of the games you play. Now, if you're only going to be using wonder weapons, maybe not. Maybe don't get Double Tap, but anytime you're using wall weapons, pistols, shotguns, ARs, anything like that, it just makes them stronger and it makes them better. So Double Tap coming in right there, I feel like is a pretty solid spot. Now, we're getting to the top 3. I feel like these aren't going to be any surprise. So with that being said, number 3, I'm going to do Speed Cola. Now, Speed Cola allows you to reload faster. That's it. That's all it does. And I know it may not sound like a whole lot, but really, that's huge. There's nothing more annoying than having a gun like an LMG that has super, super slow reload. And it's just so annoying having to reload it. Or even wonder weapons, sometimes the reloads are a little slow. So being able to reload tremendously faster with any weapon is just so nice. Like the feeling of reloading certain weapons without speed cola versus reloading them with speed cola. I just almost can't stand not having speed cola. It hurts my feelings pretty bad if I can't get speed cola. Granted, I don't always get it, but I really like to always have it. You don't necessarily need it. It's not a perk you need, but it's a perk I highly recommend having because that fast reload can save you some time. Now, coming in at number 2 on this list, might be a little bit of a hot take, maybe not, but I'm gonna say Quick Revive is the number 2 perk in Black Ops 2 Zombies. Now, from a solo standpoint, it's the thing that saves you every single game. What Quick Revive does is it allows you to pick yourself up when you're down, right? That is about as useful as it gets. You go down, you can get right back up. Granted, you do lose your perks, but it's nothing crazy, nothing over the top, it's just Quick Revive. You go down, you get up. Simple as that. And in any solo game you play, it's a must-have. You're getting Quick Revive every single game. There's only certain perks that you're going to get every single game, no matter what. And I think Quick Revive is probably going to be one of those perks. I love Quick Revive. I like the blue coloring of it. It is a really nice, classic, OG. Love me some Quick Revive. Now, if you're playing with multiple people, it doesn't do that. When you go down and you have Quick Revive, it's not useful. But if your teammate goes down, you can revive them faster, right? So, solo, super useful. Multiplayer, not as useful. That brings me to the number 1 perk on my list. I'm gonna be taking JUGGERNOG, right? Okay, guys, JUGGERNOG. In Black Ops 2, JUGGERNOG is a must-have perk. The 2-hit system is ridiculous. You can get insta, like double swiped. There's so many times I've been down and I couldn't tell you why. And it's just the 2-hit system. It's the 2-hit system. It's very annoying. You don't last long without it. You really need JUGGERNOG to have actual games. You can go far without Quick Revive, right? You need it, but you don't need it in the same way you need JUGGERNOG. If you do not have JUGGERNOG, you are just screwing yourself every single game you play. It turns you into a superhero, okay? JUGGERNOG is the GOAT perk in this game. That is without a question. That is without a debate. That is just how it is. JUGGERNOG is him. It is Himothy in this game. That extra health it gives you is just super nice. Really enjoy it. It's the most iconic classic perk ever, right? With all that being said, it is amazing. That is going to be it for my rating, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you guys agree with some of these, maybe you don't. I would like to know your thoughts and opinions on some of my takes or your own takes, what you guys think you would change or how you see these perks, all that stuff. I really appreciate all the support on the channel. You guys are the bomb. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, right? If you do, feel free to leave a like. Sub to the channel if you're new here, all that great stuff. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.